Hi writers and readers, I'm Christy Stratus and this is NaNoWriMo Day 5. And I wanted to share with you today some of my inspirations. I don't know how much you guys collect things that you're interested in for book writing specifically, but I like to have physical things around me. So not just, like I have a Pinterest and I, collect a lot of stuff on there to help inspire me, which is great, but I also like to have things I can touch. So one of the integral parts of the book that I'm writing right now um, is keys. It's keys. So I have awesome keys like this. This is a huge key. I'm really into keys anyway. Um, so like having that in my hands and like having it next to me and being able to touch it and sort of just look at it in person like inspires me to write a little bit more. I have all kinds, I have ones like a little, not all of them are as pat as the ones you normally see, like online and stuff. There are real tiny ones. This is a real tiny little key. It's one of my favorites, actually. I'll put a picture on the blog, actually. I'll put a picture on my blog of like an assortment of the keys I have. They're really different. And some of them actually don't even have like this part here. It's actually on the bottom instead, so it comes down straight and then it'll have a whole bunch of indentations on the bottom. I'll show you. I'll put it up on my blog. Another thing, oh, and speaking of keys, I found that one of my keys, you guys saw the notebook last time, it's my favorite inspirational notebook for this particular project, and I found that one of my keys actually fits. It's like a perfect fit. It's crazy. So I thought that was kind of cool. Another thing is, like last night when I was driving home from work, it was pitch black at like 5:30. Um, so I lit some candles, and like these are the types, they're probably white, but these are the general types that you would use in Victorian times to light like a dinner table. So I lit those, and that really put me in the mood. I didn't have much other light except from my computer. So that was really cool. And one of the other things that really inspires me is when you have to do research, it's really sometimes hard to get your hands on a research book from the time period you're researching. A lot of times you can find stuff about it, but from it can be harder and it can be expensive. But I had a really good friend at the library when I was in college, and he used to help me collect things from like the Victorian era, like the 19th century in general, also up to the 1920s. And one of the things he got me was, this doesn't look very exciting right now, but it's called The Delineator, which was a magazine, and this particular edition has all of that magazine, like the editions of that magazine from 1883 to 1890. And like you can see, it's like the original prints. So, like I can actually read their opinions from that time and their rules of etiquette and stuff. They have some really great stuff in here, so it's like straight from their mouths, the things that they really did do, not just through research, but from what these people lived, and it was in their magazine. And, you can see like their prints of different fashions and things. Those you can find in a lot of different books, but it's hard to find original writings like this. One of my favorite pages that I'm going to be using a lot in this book, it's in the section of one of the magazines, one of the editions, Social Life, and this has to do with visiting, and visiting was a really complicated thing back then. It had calling cards and etiquette with calling cards, and when you're, leaving one for somebody who wasn't actually there, and, whether or not you're allowed to invite people over, like after you've called on someone, it's really complicated. So to get it right, having something from that time period is so invaluable. So those are just some of the things that I own that are really helping me out. I have a lot of research books, but things from that time period are the most important. So let me know if any of you do similar things, and even if you're writing something completely fictional with no history whatsoever, do you buy anything to inspire you, any like objects around the house, or even like, I don't know, medieval wine glass or something if you were writing fantasy or whatever, let me know if you do that kind of thing. It's really fun finding out what you all do. So I'll see you tomorrow then. Bye.